Welcome back to the Travsessed podcast. We're your hosts, Kim and Aaron. We're healthcare travelers and the creators of Travsessed. And in this week's episode, we're going to talk about
weight loss, wellness, and travel.
Okay.
That's what I have in my notes.
Perfect. Weight loss, travel, and what?
And wellness.
And wellness.
And an update post our 30-day challenge and how that was a disaster.
Our medium 30. But the light bulb moments that went off because of that.
And have been a game changer ever since.
Yep. Okay, first, welcome to the show. Dude, today is a special day for all of you listening.
Well, no, only if you're a traveler school student.
At this point. But today is the official launch of the Travsessed app that is going to take the travel world by storm.
I feel like we've been talking about this for months. We're like, maybe next week.
That's what happens when you launch
something.
I
know, but it's like it's finally here. And it's so exciting. And today is Thursday, June 20th, also known as the summer solstice, which I just learned that we're launching on the summer solstice, which I thought was really cool.
You just learned that? We were in Peru last year on the summer solstice.
I know, but I didn't. But is the summer solstice on the same day every year?
No.
Exactly. So I didn't know it was June 20th. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, it is, actually. It is the same day every year.
I just read an email today, and it was talking about it, that I was like, oh my gosh, that's so
I
cool.
thought it was the 23rd, but maybe Peru celebrates it on the 23rd.
That's what I mean. Like, I thought it was the 21st. I don't know. So, however, or besides the point, it's the summer solstice. It's June 20th tomorrow. And if you are a traveler school student specifically, listen up. This one is for you. So today you would have gotten an email. So make sure you check your email if you haven't already. Again, this is just for our traveler school students who have already purchased the course, have been in the course. We send out an email that has all the instructions, on how you can access the course inside of the app. But also, if you're a traveler school student, you always have access to the course forever and always. Like, that's always been what we've promised, whatever. Yeah. So the course has moved to the app. You will get access to the course inside of the app. But we also have a very special, exclusive, fun offer for you if you want to also, as a traveler school student, get access to all the other perks and fun things inside of the actual membership site. So if you want that to actually join the membership site, not just get the course, then we sent out all the details to your email. So make sure to go check that out, and everything you need is inside that email. And then if you are not a traveler school student, next Thursday, we are going to be launching to everybody who's on our email list. So it's like a founding member launch, and it's only to the people on our email list. And there's also going to be a very special offer to join the membership for the people who are on the email list. So if you're on our email list, you're good to go. Just be on the lookout next Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time for an email with all of the details. If you are not on our email list yet, there is a link in the show notes that you can just click and join super easy, and then you'll get all the details. So exciting.
I know, I'm so glad it's here.
Sharts happening over here.
I know.
And also I'm not cursing anymore, so I said sharts.
Since when?
I just decided.
For the first 5 minutes of this podcast? Congratulations.
I just decided that right now.
Okay.
For the summer solstice.
Okay.
Bringing clean energy.
All right, let's get into the show.
Okay. Okay, so how do we want to start this? So I have notes.
Of course you do.
I don't usually have that many notes for podcasts, but there's some things that I want to make sure that I touch on. Okay. So we did an episode a couple of weeks ago, or no, it wasn't a couple of weeks ago. It was like a month ago. About
a month and a half.
Our
medium 30.
Our medium 30, which was a spinoff that we created.
Off the 75 hard.
Yeah. It was like our version of it.
Yeah, because we
already talked about why.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Why?
Go listen to that. If you don't know what we're talking about and you give a flying fart,
Okay.
go back and listen to that episode, okay?
Perfect.
Because there's also good stuff in there.
Yeah. So we did it. We made it 27 days without drinking.
Yeah, without drinking and everything that we set out to do in that 30 hard or 30 medium, we did. And so what happened was over the last 2 years, I don't know, I guess maybe it's been 2 years. I feel like I have been trying to lose this 10 to 15 extra pounds that I had gained over time. And I feel like I haven't really been able to put a dent in it. Like, it's gone up and it's gone down, but it's like kind of been in that.
Yeah. You would be down to 135, your weight, and then you would just like all of a sudden.
No, I have not got back down to 135.
I thought you did like for a little bit before we left on the last trip, and then it just like, before we went to Patagonia.
No, I wasn't. So the weight that I feel really comfortable at, and again, this is just me. It's like I don't even like saying numbers because it's all like subjective, right? Like
it is.
I was just listening to somebody and they're like, yeah, my normal weight is 114, and I was like, what? Like I can't even imagine what that would look like, right? So I feel like numbers are just subjective, and everybody and everybody is different. Mm-hmm. So for me, I got a big booty. I got some big old titty witties. And like I'm muscular, like I'm, like a thicker girl. And so I usually weigh about where I feel the most comfortable is at 135. So like when we got married, it's crazy. I was 125. That's really pretty low for me.
You were yeah.
I was like, that was 13 years ago. Like I was 25, now I'm 38. So
yeah, but you like the boots then.
Right, so then why was I so tiny? Does your body really change that much as you get older? Because like for me, that was a very normal weight. I was also working out with like a personal trainer and stuff, and running like a dong in heat.
A dong in heat.
I don't know where that came from, but like we were running so much.
Yeah, we were.
So I don't know.
It became our new hobby.
Yeah, so maybe that's why. I don't know, but that's like 125. That was very normal for me. And then as I got older, 135 was a very comfortable weight. Like I felt like, okay, I feel good, right? Like that feeling when you've got your clothes on and you're fitting right and you feel good. Like we all know what that weight is for us. And so when I used to start getting up to like 138, 140, that would kind of become my like, okay, like get back on track, kind of the not alarming weight, but just like your warning weight. Like, okay, come back, right? I would always teeter. And then I don't know, it was like after we got back from Greece and Italy, so however many, that was like 2 years ago, yeah. I feel like it was when it really hit me, because I felt like I was gaining a bunch of weight when we were in New York.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were also doing no meat, but we realized how much processed food it was, and we were like filling up all them sauces. And I think, but we also had frozen yogurt like every single night, and we were going out to the breweries and pizza and like.
Well, and in this,
I would literally come home from work and be like, "You want dumplings?" And you're like, "Yep."
Yeah.
So like we didn't really have a filter.
Well, but we were working out really hard, and I will say, majority of the time, I eat pretty clean and healthy, like. For the most part, like yes, I would have frozen yogurt or something, but like I would say majority of the time I say I'm eating healthy, but at that point, like you said, we were eating primarily vegetarian, and so I had this vegan cookbook, The Love and Lemons, which I loved and it was amazing, but it was a lot of faux meat and it was a lot of like nut-based sauces, like fatty sauces. But I was like, but we're not eating animals and we're eating healthy. And so that's when I started to kind of feel my body change, where I was feeling heavier. I was working out hard and I was just like, I felt bloated all the time. I felt like my clothes weren't fitting. I kind of built or gained this like new, what do you call it?
Fupa?
Like, yeah. And I had never had that before. And was like, wow, this is kind of weird. And then we went back to Florida to start working PRN. Remember? And we went to go get our physicals.
Oh, yeah.
And I got on the scale, and I had weighed 153 or something.
157.
No, it was not 157. And again, I hate saying numbers because I don't want to like trigger anyone, because I feel like it can go either way. Like where some people are like, oh my God, like that's like hardly anything, and like other, like it's like, again, it's everybody has their own like what they feel comfortable with. It's all relative.
You already stated that.
I know, but
very
I don't know
clearly.
why I feel like maybe I shouldn't have said exact numbers. Is that like a weird thing to say?
No.
Okay.
Again, you're just telling your story.
Okay. So and what was upsetting, I've never ever weighed that much in my life, but the scale reflected back to me what I was already feeling. And that was one of those like aha moments that I was like, all right, dude, like I need to like do something different because this shit ain't working.
Ooh.
Ugh, babe.
You
Shart.
screwed the pooch.
Shart. Edit that out.
No.
So, long story short, I feel like since then, I've kind of been on this journey of like really wanting to lose those 10 to 15 pounds and get back to what my normal weight was. And I just couldn't do it. And I was getting frustrated because, again, circling back a little bit of like our like history is that I'm a health coach. Like I went to the IIN. I learned all about healthy eating. Like you and I, there's a whole episode you can go back and listen. It's like one of the first episodes we ever did. Like you and I used to both be heavier, and we lost a bunch of weight together and got healthy and turned our lives around, became personal trainers. I became a health coach. Like we're familiar with like healthy eating and living and working out. Like we know what it requires, right? And so I felt like I eat healthy, like I do all the things, like why can't I lose this weight? Maybe it's just because of my age. Maybe it's because of hormones. I got my thyroid checked. I'm like, it's gotta
Maybe it's because of
be
those
the thyroid.
freaking big knockers you got put in.
Okay, my boobs have always been huge.
Not like this.
Well, you know, my boobs fluctuate so much with my weight. So like when I have extra pounds on me, my boobs always get huge.
Them things have been huge ever since you got out of the doctor's office.
Which is bizarre because I got a reduction and asked to be the smallest breast size that I possibly could be. Well, I wanted to be a full C, which I was double D. So, anyways, I feel like I'm still double D. I do not feel like I'm a C. No, oh my God. Okay, you're sidetracking me.
You wear double D bras, but nipples are popping out. Like
Okay.
them things are holding on for dear life.
Okay, babe. Why? I feel like you're like,
I feel like
licking your
it's like,
lips while you're talking.
Why do you even wear one? Like it's just like it's literally.
No, I need to go buy some actual real bras. This is ridiculous. I own 2 bras, a black one and a tan one. That is it. And then and my nipples are always out of them.
Yeah.
They don't fit. I need to go actually get
It does
bras
look
that
like
fit.
you're wearing the bras you wore when you were 15.
Well, I had huge tits when I was 15 too.
Okay.
People always thought I had fake boobs.
I didn't know that.
In high school,
I knew that,
everybody
but
thought
I
I had
never knew you.
like fake boobs because I had a tiny little body and like huge boobs. Always and forever. I've always had big boobs, and I was flat. Well, I used to be part of the little bitty titty committee in middle school, and like people would sing all the small things. Okay, because like guys are dicks like in the 6th grade, you know?
Oh my God.
And like it always hurt my feelings. So I'm like, ugh, and I would like stuff my bra like at home. I'd like, you know, try to be like, ooh, like I have boobs. And then I hit puberty and like, hello tits. Like literally I just walked with my tits out. Like I led with them. Like you couldn't even see my face anymore. It was just like, here comes the tits.
Okay.
Anyways, we digress. So I've always had big boobs. What was I even saying?
There you fluctuate.
Okay, well, anywho, I know how to eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't get back. Oh, I thought maybe it was my thyroid, I got my thyroid checked. It wasn't that. I'm like, there's got to be something hormonal going on. This is just not normal. I'm doing everything right and nothing's happening. And of course, when you're younger, like I could just eat healthy for, if you and I had like a pizza bender or something, or like a alcohol weekend with Chinese food, I could like eat really clean for 2 days and work out and like drop 7 pounds. Like it was so easy.
But
Can't
I will
do that
say,
anymore.
so enter the 30 medium, which was
That's
kind of
what I was getting
interesting,
to.
right? Because we started breaking things down, and like Kim just stated in her monologue during that, 15 minutes.
You're the one who was talking about my boobs.
She knows how to eat healthy, and Kim, out of this family, eats healthier than all of us. Like,
Who are you talking about? Me, you, and Mimi?
yeah,
We're supposed to have a conversation, the two of us.
we are having a conversation. So you eat healthier out of all of us, right? And you don't have the same kind of like benders that I do. Like, I'm the one that goes to a restaurant and wants the biggest burger and fries, and because we're like eating out and like, ooh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
You're a big go big or go home kind of guy.
Totally. And so you've always like restrained yourself. Even when we go out to eat, you're still having like a meat, a salad, and like a vegetable. Like you rarely are going off the rails, right?
I'm very conscious.
Unless we're in Italy. Then,
Well, no.
then you're like or in a place that like we're there to enjoy the food, then you don't have any restrictions.
Right. I think that's the difference between you and I, is like you are like, if you're out of your routine at all, like when you're in your routine, you're killing it. When you're out in any way, you're like go big or go home. Like I'm gonna eat all the chicken sandwiches and like you're gonna have 80 beers in one sitting and like a loaf of bread to like wipe your ass with. Like I've never seen anything like it. It's just like it's scary.
I was giggling at work the other day because you said you related me to Pac-Man and Denver, and I was like, dude, that's so true.
No. Like, side note, we're in Denver. Our friends come in that day. Before they got there, we went and had
2 breakfasts.
We had breakfast at the hotel, then went to this other place, ate more. Aaron had a huge breakfast sandwich. Then, literally 30 minutes later, we get picked up by our friends, and they were like, oh, they've been traveling all morning. They're freaking hungry. Let's go to a food hall. And so I was like, cool, like, I'm not really going to eat anything. I just ate. Aaron's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I am either. And then I lose him for 5 minutes, and he comes back with a massive fried chicken sandwich. And fries as a little snack.
And an IPA.
And mind you, we were going to dinner 2 hours from that time.
A lot can happen in 2 hours.
And I was like, okay, babe, you are off the rails. It wasn't even that great of a sandwich either. I was like, not worth it. Anyways,
the hype was big. I mean, you never know until you order it.
I'm also, so for me, I'm somebody who thrives in routine, and I definitely I'm a foodie. Like if we go somewhere and I will eat whatever I want when I feel like it's worth it. I'm not the girl slanging cookies in the break room, but in between patients, like, or eating garbage food, while I'm running around doing other things. To me, that's not worth it. It's got to be worth it. It's got to be something special, like a dessert at a restaurant, or like a delicious pasta somewhere, or a pizza when I'm sitting in my sweatpants watching like a movie like that. Like I don't want to run eating a slice of pizza down the hallway. Like I really savor those moments and enjoy them, and to me they're special. So I feel like I'm very conscious about when I'm choosing to eat like that, because other times I enjoy just having like a salad with chicken or shrimp or something, because I actually like that food. If I'm going to splurge, it's got to be worth it, and usually I want to be in my sweatpants.
Yeah, and I mean,
at home, alone, eating in the dark.
Yeah, like taking that all into account, it was like that decision. I mean, that's why it was kind of interesting with the medium 30, and like we were breaking it all down, and you typically eat healthy, like health. So it's like, okay, well that's cool. So let's up our workout game. Let's see how that goes, and let's quit drinking. Let's quit sodas, because that is something you picked up on from me.
Yeah,
like
I was
you were having a diet.
hard.
You were having a Diet Pepsi, almost like one whole.
I had one a day, half at lunch, half at dinner. I was popping hard, bro.
Okay, that's really not hard in comparison
to what I never drink soda like that.
No, you
ever.
didn't even like soda.
No,
you would have one at maybe Panera.
Yeah, as a treat. Yeah.
So
You're a bad influence, Gibson.
So anyway, we're like, let's cut the soda, let's cut the drinks for
Yeah.
30 days, and let's see what happens. And
Hold on. Again, you can go back and listen to the episode, but there was a lot of things that we were doing, and just like eating really clean, no sugar, no carbs, whatever. Or like when I say carbs, I mean simple carbs. Like we eat a lot of complex
and
carbs.
when you say
like
no sugar,
vegetables,
like no like ice cream, cookies,
that's what
brownies,
yeah.
chocolates.
Like we love fruit. We're fruit people. Like that fruit is not the problem. We weren't eating anything extra.
I just want that. It still cracks me up. I wish I could just play it over this when Nate Berzoni, the comedian, when he was like, when people like you go to the grocery store and you pile in some fruit and they're like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
like
People are
you
so
better
judgy with
watch
fruit.
this, like you're gonna gain a lot of weight. And he's like, show me the obese person that they're like, why are you large? Well, I can't stop eating fruit.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't exist,
doesn't
right?
exist.
Like yes, fruit has sugar, but that's not my problem.
Right.
So we do this, okay, 30 days. I weigh that was the other thing. Like, I'm not a big weigher, okay? I don't weigh myself consistently. I check in sometimes. And
It's a moral victory
what do you mean?
to weigh yourself.
Yeah, if you're happy with what the scale says. If you're not, then fucking sucks. I cursed again. So I'm not a big weigher. I weighed myself before, okay? Before we did the 30 days. And I think I weighed it was like 145 or something, which is, again, very heavy for me. So I was like, cool, 10 pounds. Like, I got this. Like, this is amazing. 30 days, let's freaking go. So then at the end, never weighed myself the whole time. And I will say, I didn't feel that different as far as like bloating, how my body looked. I felt like always in a state of bloat. I'm like, why am I always bloated all the time? It's because I eat a lot of freaking lentils and chickpeas and stuff like that. It just like causes me to bloat. So that was one thing I learned. But anyways, I weighed myself at the end and I was like, okay, I at least lost a couple pounds, maybe not the 10. I didn't feel like I had lost 10. And I had gained 3 pounds. I weighed 149, and this was not on my period. This was like, I don't know the exact day of my cycle when I weighed myself the first time, but like it was in the morning, first thing, nothing. So I did it exactly the same time, and I had gained 3 pounds. And I was just like so discouraged and so frustrated because I'm just like, I feel like I'm doing everything right. Like, why am I gaining weight?
Okay.
Gaining. Even if I had lost a pound, I'd be like, okay, that's annoying. But like gained? Mm-hmm. So then, oh wait, no, that's not true. I gained, no. When I first started, I weighed 141. That's what it was. I weighed 141. And so I was like, cool, I only have like 6 pounds or something to lose. And then at the end, I weighed 149 because I was like, there is no way. And I was telling my sister the story. No way in hell that I gained 8 pounds of muscle. No way. Because she's super healthy and super health conscious and all that. And she was like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, obviously you didn't gain 8 pounds of muscle. That's just not going to happen in a matter of 30 days unless you're like just fucking bodybuilding every day, like eating protein. Like, I don't know. Is that even possible in like 30 days?
I don't think in 30 days.
I think, yeah.
Because, I mean, even like a steroid thing, you can gain 10 to 15 pounds of muscle per like cycle.
But what's a cycle?
10 weeks.
Okay, so
It's 2.5 months.
So that makes sense. So anyways, I was like super just like really feeling frustrated and just kind of feeling down of like, because you know when you feel like maybe you're not at your best weight for you, but you know there are things you can do differently to like get yourself to feeling better. You're just kind of choosing not to do those things, and you know you will, and it's a choice you're making. This felt like I feel like I am doing everything that I know how to do and it's not working. And that's what felt really discouraging and just like upsetting. So that was going on. And you know, all the meantime, I'm like, because I feel like how you speak to yourself is so important. And so I make a huge effort to always be grateful for my body and tell my body, like, I love you, like, you're strong, you're beautiful, like, you take me up mountains, like, I'm able to do anything I want, I'm able to work out, like, I have so much love for my body and how it performs for me and supports me. And so I was always saying, like, I love you, like, thank you, you're strong, you're slim, you're beautiful. Like, every day, like, I am very, like, conscious of how I speak to myself, because I think if you're like I'm not thin, like, that's not good. Mm-hmm. But I would, like, find myself, like, laying in bed and just grabbing at my fat, or I would, like, sit on the toilet and I would just, like, pull it and squeeze it.
Okay, what?
You don't do that?
No.
You don't, like, grab your rolls?
No.
Why? And, like, make it talk? Like, you know where you do the, like where it's a face? I was doing that a lot.
Okay.
You don't ever do that?
No.
Okay, well, that was just for me then.
I mean,
it was like
have I done it before in my life? Yeah, but, like, I don't do that on a regular.
Well, I found myself doing it, like, picking at it a lot.
Okay.
So, long story short, so let's kind of jump to, okay, where things started to turn.
Okay.
So we go to Denver,
mm-hmm.
and the friends that we met there, they're all PTs, they're all super healthy and just very smart about eating and health conscious things. And you wouldn't think it the way that our friend Joe eats. He eats 5 million pounds a day. I
mean, homie went and ate and then ordered 4 breakfast burritos to go.
It's like, it's so extra. But, like, he also, well, he's 6'8", but he
260 pounds.
Yeah, he works his dick off. Like, he works out. He, is super healthy at home.
He also has a great metabolism.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, can I have your metabolism, please? But they're all super healthy. So I started talking to them about this, and my friend Sarah was telling me about this website called Wild Health that basically, you can Google it, but it takes your blood and your DNA and your stool, and it's like doctors have developed this, like, panel that can, based on your DNA, so it's very specific to you, but, like, what foods should you not eat because it causes bloating or doesn't fuel your body? What food should you eat? What are you predisposed to based on your DNA for health reasons, and what can you do to, like, try to prevent that from happening, right? So it's an amazing program. I was like, you know what, and we talked about a bunch of different stuff, okay? I had some good conversations. Things were sinking in. They kept talking about protein, blah, blah, blah. And we left, and I was like, cool, like, I'm going to look into this Wild Health, but it's like $500 a month or something, or for something a month. Totally worth it. And then you can work with a health coach, like, with your goals and stuff. And so I was like, well, I'll just do it for, like, a month and then, like, get my results. Because that's what they did. They're like, because they're already super, like, health conscious. So they got their results and then used that to, like, help just make better choices for their bodies moving forward. But they didn't, like, stick with it every month, or they talked to someone, whatever. So I thought about doing that. I haven't done it yet, but I still want to, because I just think that's what a great tool and asset to have for, like, just to know your body and your health. But I came home and just realized that even though I eat really healthy, just because you eat healthy doesn't mean you're eating for weight loss.
Ooh, that's almost like just because you're speaking English doesn't mean you're communicating.
Or speaking the same language, mm-hmm. right? And so I realized that I was way overeating.
But I also realized that, and I would put little tidbits of, and you're like, but that's how I do it. Like,
what do you mean?
You'll hear. Keep going.
Okay. So I've never been somebody, I never count calories. I just never, and honestly, I've never really had issues with my weight up until the last couple of years. Just not something that was a thing for me. And so I never counted calories. I just ate very whole, clean foods, and exercised, and everything was fine. So I never weighed food and measured food, just not something I've been in my psyche or my thought system. So I thought, well, I feel like I've never even looked at how many calories should I be eating a day. I've never looked at calories. So I started doing a little research. I realized, okay, how many calories I should be eating to maintain the current weight I'm at. And if I wanted to lose weight, cutting out 500 calories a day over a week, like you would lose basically like a pound a week, right? And so I looked and I was like, holy shit, okay, so technically I could be eating 2,100 calories a day. I cut 500
to lose weight, right? Or no, that's normal.
To maintain. Mm-hmm. If I want to lose weight, then I need to cut 500 calories of that. So I realized, okay, I want to try to stick to about 1,500 calories a day. That was my goal.
That's low.
Well,
3 meals of 500 calories?
That's what I thought. Well, we'll get into that. But I was like, I'm not even paying attention to how many calories I'm eating. I didn't even know what I was eating or what I was supposed to eat. So I started to I think the first time I measured it out, we were having bowls. We do these taco bowls a lot. And Aaron will sometimes, you'll do a taco and I'll do a bowl. Because I like the taste of everything, but I was like, I don't need the carbs. I don't need the wraps. So I'd build these bowls. So I was like, you know what? Let me just weigh out or measure out the cheese. Okay, so on the bag it says 1/4 of a cup is 180 calories or 120 calories. So I measured out 1/4 of a cup and I put it in my bowl. And I realized holy crap, I probably put 4 or 5 times.
100%.
Without even thinking. And while I'm cooking and I'm putting out all the accoutrements, I'm also eating half a bag of cheese. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think or realize how quickly that does add up. And cheese is great. I mean, it's good protein, it's delicious. I was not anti-cheese, but I didn't realize I was adding 500, 600, 700 calories probably to a meal that I thought was healthy. And I think that was the big turning point of I am just adding so much and eating so much and I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah, and so my health is all dependent on Kim because she is doing the cooking. And so I am just blindly relying on her to steer me in the right direction. And now that she started measuring, we do a lot of asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels. And she always has this Tupperware bowl and she makes her little concoctions. And the base of that concoction is olive oil. And I started to notice since Kim's been cooking, we've been having to do Instacart orders pretty much once or twice a week for olive oil, which is, $17 a bottle usually. Like it. And I'm like, we are going through so much olive oil.
I was getting small bottles, by the way.
When you're pouring half the bottle into one of those mixes?
Yeah.
So we realized how many cups of olive oil were you putting in your...
Well, so...
Which olive oil is great.
Yeah, in moderation, right? I mean, so my mix for every vegetable is I'll do olive oil, garlic, salt, and Dijon mustard. I make a sauce from it. I never add pepper, but I add red pepper.
No, regular pepper. Lay off the red pepper.
I've been having a heavy hand with the red pepper.
So why is this salad so spicy?
That's my concoction for the vegetables. So next time I got, 1 tablespoon of olive oil is 120 calories. Okay. So I'm let me for shits and giggles measure this out and just see how much that is in my Tupperware. And I was I would coat, like you said, coat the bottom, thick,
and these are not small things of Tupperware either.
Yeah. So I was adding, God only knows how many calories, which again, when you're cooking a vegetable, it's not like you're tasting all of that olive oil. Like when you drizzle it on a salad or something, you taste it. It's just it gets absorbed with it being cooked. And so I was holy crap, I can't, this is insane. And all of this was just clicking. I'm just everything I'm eating, I'm just doing it in excess, just way too much, which is why I'm not losing weight because I'm eating over even the allotted calories I should be eating to maintain my weight, let alone lose the weight.
What about when you made your homemade hummus? I remember looking at
that.
Oh
my God.
It would be half a bottle of olive oil.
Oh my God, but it's so good.
You're ooh, it's creamy.
It's so... Listen,
That's probably a 4,000 calorie hummus.
Oh, I make the best homemade hummus, but I would not only put a half a bottle of olive oil, I would put a half a thing of tahini, which tahini is like a sesame paste, so fattening, it's so high calorie. But that's why it was always so delicious. And then, so here's another thing with hummus. I love hummus. I would eat an entire gargantuan bowl of hummus. Okay, I don't even know how many calories are in that. I would have it every day with lunch with lentil soup. I'm like, I'm so healthy. So I just bought those little like Sbarro little cups that I put in your lunch, you know? And so I've been portioning it. So today I had one of those things, and it's 120 calories for one of these tiny little packs. So I'm like, this is 120 calories. I was 100% eating like 1,000 calories in just hummus for my snack.
I guarantee you they don't put that much olive oil in their
hummus.
Hell
no, they don't, because it ain't even that good.
Well, I'm saying because that'd be too expensive.
Oh yeah, there's no way. Like my hummus was so good because it was packed with so much olive oil and tahini, right? Like, and the fat. It was so good. So yeah, like it tastes like it's okay, but it's not that good because of that. So I'm just like, that's insane. The amount of calories that I was eating and not even realizing it, because again, on the surface, hummus is healthy. Brussels sprouts are healthy. Broccoli's healthy.
Asparagus.
Right. Or, you know, little bit of fat, like even avocado. Like avocado is a delicious, amazing, healthy fat. And I would put it into my smoothie, but I would do like half of an avocado instead of which 1/4 has 60 calories. 1/4. So 60 times 4 is 240 in my smoothie. On top of everything else. So I'm just like, holy shit.
Well,
like it's
if you're
all
only doing
making
a half,
sense.
that's only 120. A fourth, another fourth is a half.
Oh, I mean like when you have a half of an avocado and then I'll cut it in 4s. So, you know what I mean?
Okay. So that's not a fourth.
So what is that then?
A fourth would just be
okay.
Cut it in half and then you cut it.
Well, then you're right, because when I Googled it, it said 1/4.
Oh, yeah. So that's basically cut it in half and then cut it one more time down the middle. There's your fourth. Because now you have 4 pieces.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
You were cutting into eighths.
Yeah. Okay. But nonetheless, like all of this stuff was adding up. And then the other thing that I realized, and I just, as a pro tip, what I've been doing now is when I'm doing my broccoli, Brussels sprouts, all of that, is I do 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then I do my mustard, because mustard has like no calories and it has so much flavor and it's just delicious. And then like my garlic and spices. And then I add a little water. So I get that like sauce feel, but I was just using oil. They're like, add some more oil in there, daddy. Like we need to slop this up, you know?
God.
And like, so now I just add water, and I think the vegetables we've been eating lately have been way better.
What did I tell you the other night?
Yeah, you're like, this is the best like I've ever had.
Best I've ever had. I'm picking up flavors, and our vegetables aren't soaked in oil, so they're not just being like fried up from the inside. Like they were literally wilting because they were so fried because they got so hot.
I know.
From all the oil.
It's so funny to look at. I'm like, I'm so healthy. I eat like fried broccoli every night with like a gallon of olive oil. Yeah. And then the other thing is, and you always hear people talk about this, it's not something I paid that much attention to, especially when I was eating like primarily plant-based, but your protein. And they say, depending on like who you, like people say all different things, but like
people say water is not healthy anymore.
But
like
the consensus is you either 1 pound or 1 gram of protein per body weight is your goal. And so if my goal weight is say 135, then my goal is to eat 135 grams of protein a day. And that's great for losing weight. It's great for fueling your muscles. It's great for keeping yourself satiated. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to start playing with this. Now, I am eating a lot more meat than I used to. And I realized that I wasn't eating a lot of meat because I don't love meat, I guess, in general, but I also like didn't want to eat animals, and I just felt better about eating more plant-based. But honestly, like those faux meats and plant-based, like
Oh my gosh.
I just don't feel great. I feel very bloated, and yes,
Very gassy.
very gassy, very Tudor too, like just wicked, just
Horrible.
yeah, just absolutely horrible. And I know that you can get protein. I know this so well. Like you can get protein in through eating a plant-based diet. Like we know that, right? But you have to eat way more food to match what kind of protein you can get in animal protein. It's just a fact. And so that doesn't really complement weight loss well. And so I have started, and this has been gradually just over like the past year or so, I started eating way more meat. And I just feel better, period. I just feel better. And so we try to, get the most humanely
sourced,
treated and organic and grass-fed and all of the things. But I've been eating a lot more meat and also been supplementing the protein with protein powder. And we also have amino acids on the way that we'll start taking before workouts. A chicken breast has 56 grams of protein. A bowl of beef that I've been having pretty much almost every day as my lunch has 25 grams of protein. So I realized it was actually easier than I thought to get in to reach that goal. And I have to say, and first thing in the morning, I get 40 grams of protein. I do 2 scoops of protein powder, where I used to not even have breakfast, or I would just fast until after my workout. But now I get my protein in first thing in the morning, and I have never felt better, not hungry. And for somebody who's now only eating 1,500 calories a day compared to what I was eating before, I don't feel hungry at all.
Yep.
And so the protein has been an absolute game changer. And also the last thing is, instead of working, so I was working out 3 days a week. So I was doing 2 Legree classes and then 1 Orange Theory with Aaron, or with you. We're supposed to be talking to each other. We said we're going to start doing
saying that.
Well, because we said we were going to practice and we're not.
Okay.
And you're being cross.
Yeah.
Why are you being cross?
Well, I've just been sitting here listening, and I'm like, hanging on.
I know. We almost didn't do this episode because Aaron is like a zombie when he came home from work today because he had a long day. We're almost done. This will be the last thing I say, and then you can.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I guess we kind of were talking about.
You haven't even come up for air yet. Not once.
Is there something you want to say?
I mean, I could find some things to say.
Okay, this will be the last thing I say, and then you can. I'm sorry. I thought we were sharing more of my story. I didn't know what you were gonna say.
No, go ahead. I mean, I can contribute.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
You to contribute.
Keep going.
I want you to contribute.
Keep going.
The last thing, this is it, is. Babe, and also I was trying to move through this quickly because I know how tired you were and that we almost didn't even do this podcast.
Okay.
So I was trying to be quick.
Okay.
Like an hour.
Yeah.
I upped. So now I'm also doing 2 days of weightlifting. And so I'm working out 5 days a week, and I feel like you and I used to lift heavy all the time. That's what we did. And we just kind of have gotten out of that because we've been doing different styles of workouts. And I feel so amazing lifting heavy. Because in bar or something, I would lift weights, but they're smaller weights and you do more reps. It's different. Lifting heavy, you would have been so proud of me. I was like,
whoa, when, today?
Yesterday. Because you know how you say, you're not lifting heavy enough. You need to push yourself.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to do 15 reps if you're trying to lift heavy. You need to be picking something that you cannot do 12 reps of, and a lot of your growth is within that 10 to 12th rep.
Yeah.
And so you're pushing yourself to that point to pick up weights that seem like there's no way I can do 12 of these. Mm-hmm. And then you push yourself to do it. And maybe you get 7, maybe you get 8, maybe you get 10. You want to strive to try to get 12.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I was listening to your advice, and we were doing these shoulder presses. And because I've been following this girl, Caroline Gervine, my sister turned me on to her because
Caroline Gervine?
Wait, yeah, Carol.
Julia Gulia?
I think it's Caroline Gervine. She's on YouTube, and I like classes, but we have a great gym here where you can just go like lift with good weights. And so my sister's been following, it's called her Iron series, and it's just weightlifting, and you don't need a lot of equipment. In 30 minutes, and she walks you through it. It's like amazing. So I take my phone, I go down there, and I lift my weights, but it was like these shoulder presses, and it was like, oh, like it hurts so bad.
Good.
But I didn't go lighter. I just kept at it, but didn't do as many reps.
That's great.
So anyways, all of that to say, this has been, how long have we been home from Denver? 2 weeks now. It'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we left for Denver today.
Okay.
Last
Yeah.
week.
Well, since we've been home. Okay,
2 weeks.
whatever.
Yeah.
Almost 2 weeks, let's say. And I've already lost 6 pounds. And it's insane because not only did I already lose 6 pounds, I feel it. I know it. My stomach, I feel so much less bloated. Like, and I'm on my period. So actually, like, you know, you're a little heavier always on your cycle. So I'm only weighing myself once a week. And I felt like when I saw that I had lost weight on the schedule, like after, or on the, what is it called, scale, after like implementing all of these things that I had learned and really like sticking to it for almost 2 weeks, to see that number reflected back to me was like, oh my God, I think I figured it out. I think, and now I feel empowered because before I didn't know what was going on and what was happening. And now I'm like, okay, you figured out what's working for your body. And so like it's working, so keep going. And now I feel like in charge again and in control instead of just being so like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And so I just felt really, really, it encouraged me to keep going, and I already feel so much better.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we had been talking because we've also noticed that, well, I guess you haven't been in the hospital in like 2 years, so.
Hey, I worked PRN last year. Some, but yeah, in like that
5
kind of
shifts. Like,
excuse me, you're the one who left after 5 shifts. I left
for like,
after
2, so let's be clear.
I worked like for a month, okay? So
anyway, the point is, you know, like currently I'm working 410s and at work all day, wearing lead, moving around, constantly going up, down, moving around. So like when I work out, it's okay.
Oh, I forgot I had a microphone on. Sorry, I just put on a jacket.
When I go to the gym, it truly is extra. But you become more sedentary with working behind your computer. So that's why I suggested that you pick up your weightlifting schedule to almost as many days as you can without like burning yourself out, because you're going to need, and then going for walks too during your lunch.
I actually just talked about this on the story the other day, but yeah, like I realized that like you're running in a hospital. Like who do you track your steps? Like how many miles do you probably?
Oh, I do 4 miles.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I probably did something similar, like with portables, running around, grabbing patients, all the things. Like you're just moving and grooving, like as a stenographer. And so I was working and moving at work plus working out. And so, yeah, I realized like I have a sedentary life now. People used to talk about like, ooh, you work at a desk and like you got to move, and they'd have those treadmill desks and shit. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't even know. My job's so different. And now I sit behind my computer. So I'm working out, but I'm not moving extra. So now I started going for a mile walk after my lunch, just to keep moving, but that's still nothing compared to what you do at work.
So you have to be a lot more strict with your calorie intake when you're doing that versus me. You know, my body's burning, and then I go work out, so I've been upping my game. But I mean, just in me partaking with you, I've lost 7 pounds. And like I feel top of the mountain right now, like just really good. You know, and it's funny because it's like you also realize when I'm tired, I know I'm tired, right? It's not like, oh, well, I ate crappy. I feel crappy. We drank the other night. I'm like feel whatever. Like I know my body is like, bro, you're exhausted, and like we've had some rough days at work this week, and so also coming back from Denver, I think it's all like I usually have Fridays off. We literally drove home on Monday. I started on Tuesday, had a long week. Saturday, Sunday, I usually have 3-day weekends, and then I started back, and like, you know, so now I'm coming to the end of it where I get my 3-day weekend and I'm back on my schedule, so I feel a lot better, and I'm just exhausted from all of that. But it was like getting on the scale after just doing what you've done, and when we were doing our medium 30, I lost 3 pounds, and I was like, I mean, for me, of course, like I lost 3 pounds.
You always lose weight
Great,
quick.
but that was just drinking, right? Like for me. And so, good.
Oh, no, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I was just saying,
I just had,
if I quit drinking, I'm obviously going to lose a little bit of weight, right? Because I love IPAs. I love, you know, I'll have a bottle of wine, or, you know, and then I usually eat bad after that.
well,
So.
right. I think you always lose weight so fast. And
It's because I eat a lot of calories.
right. And I think, and I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about this, and I was like, well, most men do. And especially like I can relate that with you because I see you, where it's like you eat so much. So of course, if you scale back some you're gonna lose weight because you're already eating so much, right? Which is also this case for me, like, because I was overeating. By me taking out 500 calories or more, I'm going to lose weight, right? But if I was already eating a 1,500 calorie diet, then you would have to take out even more. And then that's where it's like...
That's where it gets into...
Yeah, because then it's like, you can't... I mean, I don't think I could eat 1,000 calories a day, like, unless you were just living on protein shakes or something. Like, that sounds miserable to me. So, like...
It's not life.
So I felt like we were in a good place because we were overeating, that we could scale things back and like actually see the results. But also I want to comment on what you said about like feeling like if you're tired, you know it's because you're tired. And I have felt so clear, so focused, so energized. Like the same thing, like we're not like drinking, so you don't have not like, oh, well, I'm just like kind of hungover today, or
brain fog.
And even like I was gonna have a cup of afternoon coffee to like when I got home from the cafe, and because I was just sitting here working on like emails for the membership, and I was like, oh, a coffee sounds good, but I was like, you're not tired, you feel great, you don't need a cup of coffee. So I had a sparkling water instead, but I've just never felt so energized and clear and good. Like I just feel good. Like really good.
No,
and I don't feel hungry.
No, and I think it was just a lot of it too is, you know, we will do these things because we learned back in the day. It was like we trained for that race, and we just wanted to run the race, and we wanted to run a race together because we wanted healthy habits, and like we wanted to finish the race, and we wanted to do it without stopping, and we wanted to feel good and enjoy it. So we started running, and we were training hard. And I think that's one thing that you and I have always done is, once we get locked in, we can stay pretty disciplined and like find a way to enjoy these things. And so when we did that, we noticed the byproduct was we lost a lot of weight, right? Because we weren't drinking on the Friday nights because we were getting up on Saturday and going for a run because we both worked full time. And so I think we still continue that mindset even now, to where we want to feel good. And we had a lot going on. We're launching a membership site. We have 4 trips going. Like, I'm about to end work and we're about to set off on like a back-to-back trips, which then gives us a month, and then it's like starts the 2025 season. So like we're also hiking Everest. The next year we're doing Kilimanjaro. Then like, you know, I mean, these are the big time hikes that we want to do. And so as the leaders of the group, we want to be in the best shape so that we can support the group and ourselves and still enjoy it. So like, I'm also 41 years old. I turn 42 next month. Like,
oh my God.
Don't say that. We're talking about possibly a family. Like, all of these things happen. So like, I'm like, all right, this is game on, dude. I want to be in the best shape of my life as I get older, right? Like every year improve. And so keeping that mindset, I love that. I also am a person who is stubborn and defiant and don't like people telling me what to do or restricting me in any sort of way. And so I think I've always wanted to find something that I'm comfortable with that allows me to feel my best and allows me to still feel like I'm living. And I think that we found that. And I'm like really excited for it because there's not one time that I come home and I'm like, oh God, we're having that. Like, I've enjoyed every meal we've had. I feel so full. I feel so good. I'm not like starving myself. I feel great at work. I don't need to go to lunch like at 10 o'clock because I'm just dying. Like, I don't drink soda anymore,
I'm
which
so
is
proud
crazy.
of you. You were having like, you were popping pretty hard.
I'd pop it.
Couple a day.
The worst day would be 3 a day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, I'd hit a pop at
I love
lunch.
that you're saying pop.
I know. And then I would grab one usually on my way home, or like in the middle of the day if I was having a rough day. That was like my escape. You know, I'd go get me a soda. And
like as a treat.
Yeah, and just feel like it's my thing. You know,
Yeah.
It's like people grab cigarettes, like I grabbed a.
Yeah, I get that.
And so, but yeah, now I have like, it's weird that medium 30. That's the one thing that came out of it. I have like no desire for soda.
Yeah, after we had our first one, we were both just like, ew.
Ugh.
Yeah, like it was actually gross. But then we had another one where it was like a fountain, and we're like, ooh, this is actually like hitting right.
Yeah.
I will say, like, again, I'm in a season of a weight loss journey. I'm calling it my weight loss journey, and so my goal is to get to 135. That is my goal, and I feel like I finally know how I can do it. So during that time, I am going to be very conscious, and I am not going to be eating pizzas and things like that right now, because I really want to get to my goal weight. That's like more important to me than anything. And I even told Aaron like the other day, because he was like, there's this great pizza place downtown, and we were like walking by it, and he was like, oh, I want to get a pizza. And I was like, listen, because if I came to you and I was like, babe, like, let's order a pizza, you'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Like, you're like, whatever, like, you do what feels right. Like, you're never just like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, you're always just like, do what you want, I don't care. And I was like, I actually really, if I do like, until I reach my weight loss goal, right? If I do come to you in a moment of weakness, like, I want you to actually be like, are you sure you want to do that? Because to me right now, this is the most important thing. And after that, we'll reassess. Like, you know, like, okay, then what is that going to look like, right? Like, I'm still going to work out the way that I am. And the biggest thing that came out of it is I'm still going to be very conscious about not dumping, you know, a whole bag of cheese in my bowl, like a whole thing of olive oil. So that's going to continue with us, but we'll see, like, once I reach my goal weight, like, kind of how that evolves into, like, okay, like, we're going to go out to dinner. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to have a pizza.
We're going to be running 4 trips.
Oh, well, right. I know. And that's the other thing is, like, shit goes out the window when your life, like, I thrive in routine, but then, like, half of our life is spent on the road and traveling and running trips, where on our trips we're drinking a lot more than we ever do, and we're eating differently. So yeah, that's like a whole nother thing. But I do feel like Greece is like I love the fish and the vegetable. It's like fresh, clean food. It's not like we're going to Italy.
The Santorini salads.
Oh my God, I could just eat blocks of feta cheese. Yeah. So anyways, I think like we'll kind of reevaluate once we get there, but I just feel so good. I don't have a desire to drink or to eat a pizza, even though I love pizza.
Until my retirement party.
Yeah. Well, on your retirement party, well, this is Aaron's last day of work, we're doing you said you wanted hot dogs and hamburgers.
Oh, is that? Yeah.
Because it's like July 4th?
Yeah.
That's what you requested.
Yeah, but I was saying that's July 3rd, so I don't know if I want to waste it, because the day of July 4th, it kind of feels better, but I don't know.
Well, whatever.
You were planning a surprise party for me.
Well, it's not a surprise anymore. But you don't know what's going to happen at the party, so let's just leave it there.
I feel like there's going to be jugglers.
There might be. There might be a couple acts.
Really?
A couple shows, if you will. A couple performances by yours truly.
Nice. I learned something today, a joke. You want to hear it?
What?
How do you kill a circus dead in its tracks?
A circus? Mm-hmm. How?
Go straight for the juggler.
Did Dr. Corona tell you that?
I'm a patient.
Okay, I like it. I mean, it's dad joke. Hashtag. Yeah. You've been coming out with a lot of dad jokes lately.
I love dad jokes. They're hilarious.
Okay. Well, you're warming up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, last thing I want to say, and then we're done, because I feel like I could just like go on and on and on about this. But for my special potions in the morning that I feel like everybody
I'm gonna
should
go to
do.
sleep.
So this is it. This is my morning routine, and well, I've been doing the first couple of things forever, for years, but adding in the protein has been a game changer for me. Like, you've been doing it too? Don't you feel so much better getting that protein? Because you used to intermittent fast all the time.
Dude, I am obsessed with my morning shake.
You never used to do that.
Obsessed. It is. That is the one thing I look forward to it now. It's like so exciting to me because one, I'm getting 2 scoops of protein. We're not sharing it. It's like I'm making my own shake in the Ninja the way I want it, and it has just been amazing.
And you haven't been hungry.
No.
Right?
No. I mean, at 10:30 after doing like 2 patients and walking around wearing lead and like, I'm ready for my snack.
Yeah. But you have your shake at like 6:40. So
yeah. I mean, the other day I didn't go to lunch till 2.
That's insane.
And so I was like, I started to go down really quick. I literally just turned around, took off my sterile stuff, threw it away, and like didn't even help push the patient over. I was like, I have to go eat now. Like, and then I felt really bad.
I bet 2 o'clock. That's ridiculous.
I came back and I was like, I don't know if I need water. I feel dizzy. I'm like struggling. Insane. Anyway.
I will say too, with a protein powder, like make sure you get a good quality one without a lot of junk, because I will say, like, because we'd always do a plant-based protein powder, and I'm so bloated and gassy. I felt like I would look like 6 months pregnant. Like, you want hardly any ingredients, so, and like no sugar. So we use a bone broth one, and it's bone broth and like a couple other ingredients. So it seems pretty clean. And I don't get bloated, and there's 20 grams of protein per scoop with 90 calories, which again, it's like we'd get 180. It's 180 calories, but you're getting 40 grams of protein. Like, so my morning, I have warm water and lemon first thing, and then I do in a little shaker. I do colostrum, which is really good for your immunity, for your gut health, for gut support, for your skin, like all of it. So I do in a shaker the colostrum, the turmeric, a little black seed oil, and greens. Like 4 things in, dump it, shake it up, drink it. Greens are amazing. Helps me stay regular. Go to the potty. Number 2.
Flush, get out of the bathroom.
This morning, I literally took Mimi out. I almost crapped my pants. I ran up. Aaron was in the bathroom, and I was
getting ready for work. I didn't even put on my deodorant yet. She threw my clothes out the door.
I almost poo-pooed my pants. Like, I was this, like, almost there. That was not fun. And then, so I do that first thing with just water. And then I do my 2 scoops of protein now in water. I don't use milk because it's just like extra. Like, I don't need it.
Almond milk, man. It's literally 30 calories per cup.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing it in the water, and it's been like fine. Like, I haven't missed it. The vanilla I did though. Like, the chocolate tastes good. The vanilla one was kind of
Yeah.
But anyways, that's what I've been doing first thing when I wake up. And I'm like, and then I have my coffee, and I'm just like ready to go. Like, feel great, awake, alert. I feel fabulous. But
it's actually amazing the fact that I've been coming home from work and there's 10 cups of coffee in the pot. Like,
that never happens.
No, you drink a whole pot yourself.
I like it. It's enjoyable. But that's only because I only have my little cup because I dropped you off at work and went straight to the gym and the cafe, so I wasn't home.
Right.
If I'm home, I'm going to drink the pot. If I'm out, I won't.
Okay.
But if you leave me with a pot of coffee, it's gone.
Yeah,
gone.
If you leave me with a pot of coffee, it's gone.
It's just enjoyable. Okay, we will leave it here. We'll keep you updated. My goal is to get to my goal weight by 7'3", Aaron's last day. But we'll see. Again, I lost 6 pounds. That just goes to show that I was carrying the extra weight because I had only expected to lose like 1 or 2, which they say it's like healthy to lose like a pound a week or whatever. But I have like a lot of extra on me, so it came off pretty quick. So I'm hoping by 7'3", because how many more pounds is that?
You're trying to lose what, 10?
8. No. I have 8 more to go. Because I was 143. So Anywho, we will keep ya posted. Make sure to join the email list in the show notes below to get all the info about the membership. And if you're a Traveler School student, do not forget to go look in your inbox if you have not read our email that was dropped today.
I will say too, for all of you that are in Traveler School, Thinkific, the current platform, is going away. So if you want Traveler School, you can do it for free and just get Traveler School. You always have access like we promised. So you can cross over to the app. The app also is available on desktop. So there's people that are like, I don't want an app, which in my opinion is crazy. But it's like you still have a desktop, you have an iPad version and a mobile app version.
Perfect. Does this remind you of Barong?
The what? Duran?
Barong.
Oh, yeah.
From Bali.
It does, actually. Wow, you look just like him.
It hurts. It hurts.
Okay, just Google Barong and you'll see what Kim's doing.
There you
Oh
go.
my God, even more now. Okay.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.